What's up, guys? Happy 20th anniversary for Pokemon. It is.
Gotta catch them all.
Yes, it's the 27th. February 27th. We've been catching them all for 20 years.
Oh god.
Can you believe it's 20 years?
That's nuts.
I know. It's like these games came out like when I was like in like first grade, I think.
Oh yeah.
You were like in you were in second grade, I think, right?
Yeah.
You're a year older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's been 20 years. We got some games here to show us. It's just like the current couple generations.
Right.
On the DS, we had like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. I do have Pokemon Diamond for the DS, which this is actually one of my most played Pokemon games. I've put in hundreds of hours in the Diamond. Really liked it. And then of course you had Platinum as well, the third version to Diamond and Pearl.
My favorite third version, next Emerald.
And then yeah, Platinum is pretty good. Platinum is pretty good. I like Platinum a lot.
Especially with the Distortion World, with all the crazy stuff.
Of course, we got Pokemon X and Y here, which is the current generation, Generation 6, as well as Omega Ruby. I don't have Alpha Sapphire. I do plan on getting it though, but that's these are like I said, these are all my collection. It's not the older games too. I do have a lot of the Game Boy Advance games. I have Emerald and Leaf Green, but I just wanted to show off like some of the cases that I still have. White 2 as well, and then of course we got Heart Gold here.
It came with Pokewalker.
Yeah, exactly. Pokewalker. And this one, it came.
And didn't Leaf Green come with like the little, like wireless thing?
Yeah, it was the wireless thing for the Game Boy, which the Game Boy Advance, which let you trade and battle without needing a link cable. It was like it was like a wireless. Oh yeah. So it's been 20 years. It's crazy. I remember. It feels just like yesterday that I was first introduced to the concept of Pokemon and catching them all. You know, it was back then. It was 151 technically. Actually, we didn't know about Mew when the series first came out. It was 150, and then now there's 721, and
Still growing.
Yep, Sun and Moon coming out later this year. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
I've heard them both.
Yep, got them on both pre-ordered. It's crazy. Yeah, it's fantastic series. Fantastic series. It's had its ups and downs. We're just talking about the core series today. There's been many spin-offs, many spin-offs. But we just wanted to give a look back at like the core series. You know, how did you get into Pokemon?
I got into Pokemon. I was one of my friends in junior high. I mean, not junior high, elementary school were playing it, and I wanted to get into it. And so me and my parents were at either Toys R Us or it was Kmart. I don't remember which one. But I remember seeing it in the shelf. And it was Pokemon Yellow version. It's Pikachu.
Oh yeah.
Like, so I had to get it with Pikachu. So I ended up getting it, and I fell in love with it. And I liked it because it followed the anime, which I like watching every morning as a kid. So
Bye, Cat.
I liked how you can get awesome starters in that game without having to like trade with people. And
So Yellow was your first version. You didn't play Blue or Red. How'd you know about Pikachu?
the TV anime.
Oh, okay. So you got into the show first.
The show first.
Okay.
And the game.
Okay. Yeah. Technically, when Pokemon came out, I thought it was a little bit ridiculous. I was in first grade when it came out. And I actually didn't get into it until second grade, and I thought it was ridiculous. There's a lot of stuff that when it first comes out, I think is a little bit ridiculous. I don't know why. Growing up, I was like that. Pokemon at first, I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. Then I got into Digimon came out, and I was like, oh, it's a Pokemon ripoff. And then I got into Yu-Gi-Oh came out, and I was like, what is this? Monsters coming out of cards? This is ridiculous. Then I got into that. You know, it's like a lot of stuff I got into. You know, but at first I was like, thought it was the most ridiculous thing. I don't know why. But Yellow version, lots of fond memories of Yellow. I don't own any original cartridges of the first 3 games, unfortunately, Red, Blue, and Yellow.
I do.
I mean, I used to. I went through several versions, and if I can try to remember, it was in second grade when I finally decided to try it out, because Pokemon was the hottest thing at the time. It was to the point where, like, you know, just everyone in your class, everyone was collecting the cards, everyone was watching the show, everyone was, you know, trading on lunchtime with the Game Boys, you know, picking up those Game Boys and everything. It was just the hottest thing at the time. It's so hot at the point where, you know, the infamous problems it had, like, you know, kids getting in fights over it, schools banning it, churches saying it's satanic, and all the other bullshit, you know, it's like all the other crazy crap. But it's like, everyone else was into it, and I finally decided, you know what, I want to get into it. I want to try this out. I was already a big Nintendo fan. I had my NES, with Super NES. I got a Nintendo 64 around the same time, so I was enjoying those. I was enjoying my Mario games and Donkey Kong games, all those. Pokemon was like I hadn't gotten into it. After thinking it was ridiculous back in first grade, I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. I asked around class actually to see if anyone actually had any extra, like, I didn't know anyone. I actually asked if anyone. I was a selfish kid. I didn't know anybody. I was just a kid. But I was asking, hey, does anyone have an extra Game Boy or a game I can have? You know, but oddly enough, someone did, and someone actually gave me a Game Boy Pocket and a copy of Blue. The problem with that copy of Blue, though, was the battery was already destroyed on it. So it's like it was one of those games where when you shut it off, you had to start over. You know, there was no saving. Saving didn't work. So it's like it's one of those games I'd play for several hours, and then when the batteries start dying, it's like, oh shoot, okay. You know, I played Pokemon Blue. I played the beginning all the way up to, I want to say I got to like Lieutenant Surge. I played that whole first half of the game for like 15-20 times because the batteries would kept dying. I kept having to go out and buy more batteries and bug my parents for them. But and eventually though I got caught playing it at school back when it was banned, and they took it away from me. And they used to, in my old elementary school, they used to actually take the Game Boys and games and anything you had, they store them at the principal's office at the end of the day. I went back to the end of the day, and they kept it all in a bin. They didn't put names on it, which is ridiculous. And someone else came in and claimed it. So there was nothing they could do. So someone else came and claimed my system. I didn't have it. Later, I had another Game Boy that I borrowed from a friend. It was a friend who used to live down the street from me, back in one of my old houses. And I borrowed his red version, and I borrowed a Game Boy from him. I ended up having to give the Game Boy back, but I played red version like crazy. This is my first time I got to the end of Pokemon. This is, like I said, this was like 1999, maybe early 2000, and I got to the end of it, and then played the hell out of it. Had to give it back, and then I borrowed another Game Boy from someone else, and had gotten a copy of Yellow, and played through that as well. And then eventually I had to give that Game Boy back. But then both copies of Red and Yellow got stolen from me. They got stolen from school. So that's why I played the original 3 games, but I don't own copies of them myself because of that. But that was my first experience with Pokemon. And then of course after that I started, watching the show, collecting all the cards. I had so many cards. I mean, do you still have your cards?
I still have every single card. I have some of the newer cards too. I'm very far behind, but I have so many of the older cards that I'm funny. I remember I came home one day and my parents, this is back when eBay was still kind of new, and they bought like a whole bin thing, like a whole
like a whole lot of them, right?
Like a whole tub of them, like
oh man.
And I was like, are you serious?
You just walk the doorway and they were just there?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm like, oh my god, it's like a jackpot.
I remember for Christmas, like, 'cause I collected Pokemon cards throughout the years. In fact, like, I collected them well after Yu-Gi-Oh! And other card games and stuff came out, and I was collecting those. I was still collecting Pokemon. I never really got into playing them.
Yeah, I had those binders, and I used to like order them like by the number and stuff, and some by like the types.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much like I had a big ass binder like this big. It looked like an office binder, and it was just like. And I used to keep like. The way I organized them by Pokemon number, by Pokedex number.
Right.
So it's like I used to organize them, and then whenever new cards, obviously Pokemon cards. So like there's obviously hundreds of cards nowadays for just one specific Pokemon. There's probably hundreds of variations of Pikachu out there. And what I would do is this seems terrible nowadays, but I was a kid back then. I used to the Pikachus, all different variations, would share the same slot. So it's like I had like a thick pocket, this big stretched plastic of just Pikachus.
I did the same thing with my energies.
Yeah, energies, exactly. Energies, the same thing. It was crazy.
I had so many of the
man.
I had so many of the electric.
Oh my god, yes.
Biggest ones.
I remember back in the day, I was always trying to look for those elusive rainbow energies. I had a couple too. I think I had like 2 or 3, but those were like the big ones. You wanted, they were all the energies, It's like, and then of course like Steel and Dark were rare as well. But
I never had that infamous Charizard card.
I never did either. I tried to. I never did get that. I got a lot of other stuff though. I remember back in the day, the cool thing used to be was getting the Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Japanese cards. Like everyone, like Like I remember one of my aunts, she had on her block, there was just a whole neighborhood of kids on her block when I was young that were all into Pokemon. It was like old school, like, you know, you go out, because the neighborhood I grew up in was more elderly people. There was like there's like 2 kids on the block that hung out with, and that's it. There was no one else. Whereas my aunt, when I would go over to her house, it was a whole block of kids. And I remember I used to, you know, my dad actually got me a couple of Japanese cards for Christmas one year, and I got them all. He already had them all in hard plastic cases. I didn't take them out. You know, I was like, you know, I actually remember wearing like freaking like gloves, trying to take them out of the plastic and stuff. Like I was very adamant about that, and I would take my hands and go throughout the neighborhood and show people, and like they would instantly mock. Oh, you got Japanese cards. Like I had like a Japanese like Zapdos, Japanese Gyarados. I like 2 different Japanese Gyarados that people like love. People were like, oh, I'll give you this, give you that. And I would ask people, you got the Charizard? And they're like, oh no, you can't have my Charizard. And I'm like, well, no Japanese, you know? It's like you can't get no Japanese cards, you know? It's like, it was just funny. It was just crazy. And you think back to stuff like that, and it's like, it's crazy because like Japanese cards. It's funny going from when I went from collecting Pokemon to playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Like Japanese cards, you don't want them. Like you don't want them. You know, you want all your cards in English. You know, it's like it's just crazy how things are a little bit different in that aspect. But yeah, you know, I no longer own my Pokemon cards, unfortunately. A lot of my all my holos and rares and stuff, I traded in. I sold them for some cash for some Yu-Gi-Oh cards like way back in the day, and then all my commons I actually gave to an ex of mine. So I think I have maybe a couple loose Pokemon cards like packed away somewhere, and I think I have maybe a couple of the E-Reader type Pokemon cards back when the E-Reader came out, because I loved the E-Reader when that came out. But that's all I got, unfortunately. I don't have any more of mine, but I remember having a big binder. Like I used to buy them all the time. Like it was the point where like every time I'd get like $4, I'd go up to the street, buy a pack of cards, and be like, oh, I got this, awesome, you know, it was cool, you know, it was just really awesome. But yeah, so what would be your favorite generation?
3rd, by far, 3rd. I have spent so many hours with Ruby, Emerald. One time, me and my sister switched versions, and I played Sapphire and she played Ruby. And actually, the first game I completed the Pokedex was Emerald. And
you had all 300 and something Pokemon?
Yes.
Even the event ones?
Yes. I mean, no.
No?
Some.
You didn't have like Deoxys or Mew or Celebi?
I had to use my friend's, I think it was actually John actually.
Actually
play.
Oh yeah.
Play, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But, I got all the legit Pokemon legitimately. Like, I had Pokemon Coliseum, XD, that's how I got most of the Johto Pokemon.
Oh, yep.
And I even had like the Shadow Lugia, that's how I got my first Lugia.
Oh, yep.
And that took forever to do.
No. See, I'm very partial to 3rd generation as well. And if the 6th generation didn't exist, it would definitely be my favorite. But I really like what they've done on the 3DS with the 6th generation. X and Y, the Kalos region, I really like them. I know a lot of people are indifferent to them. But I really like the Kalos region, and of course I love 3rd generation, I love Hoenn, and to see it back fully remade with tons of new additions like these it's back and better. Like that's what's cool about it, you know, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So
too much water.
What? Yeah, too much water. But yeah, you know, the 6th generation is I want to say is definitely my favorite. Just because like it brought back what I loved about the 3rd generation. Plus, like I said, I love what they've done.
And it has new type. It's the first Pokemon game to have new types.
Yes, fairy type since Gold and Silver when they introduced Dark and Steel, which I kind of wish they'd do that more often. Like I wouldn't mind if they made another new type in Silver. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I wouldn't mind it. I really wouldn't mind it. I think it was way too long of a wait from Gold and Silver all the way to X and Y until we got a new type. It was crazy. But yeah, 3rd gen is definitely up there. 4th gen I liked a lot too. 4th generation was really good. Like I said, Diamond was a game I put probably the most amount of time into, just because. See, with Pokemon, I actually went in phases. I don't know, like how you like. I know you haven't really been keeping up with Pokemon too much as of late.
Yeah, as of late.
But like I've gone on phases like where I played through 1st generation, I played through 2nd generation, you know, Silver Crystal. I played through 3rd generation, Ruby and Sapphire. Then after Ruby and Sapphire came out, I loved Ruby and Sapphire. After that, I was just sort of like I was burnt out on Pokemon. Yeah, like, and I started playing other games. I didn't play Fire Red and Leaf Green that much when they first came out. I didn't play Emerald when it first came out. Diamond and Pearl came out, and everyone was excited for them a lot. I know everyone was playing them, like all my friends playing them, and I just didn't really care at the time. Then Platinum came out, and everyone, like, the hype that Diamond and Pearl had, I don't know what it was on Platinum. Platinum, like, was triple the hype. Like, everyone and their mothers was on board with Platinum, I noticed when it first came out. And that's when I finally, after spending a couple of years away, and I was just like, alright, I think I'm ready to jump back into Pokemon. And I ended up, a friend of mine, my friend Steve, actually, I bought his copy of Diamond because he got Platinum. And so I bought Diamond, I played the hell out of Diamond. I was like, so nice to return back to Pokemon for all those years. It was like, literally, I no longer have my original file, but I do have all the Pokemon from that file. All the ones that I care about. Obviously, I don't keep every fucking, like Oddish and Magic card, you know. Yeah, it's like, but all the ones that I have, all my legendaries, all the Pokemon I trained, everyone. I was gonna train rare Pokemon. I've changed them over to other stuff. But my original file, I think, was I had well over 600 hours of Diamond, and then it was crazy. And then the Sinnoh region was so much. It reminded me a lot of Hoenn in ways. But yeah, so
I think Platinum had the better frontier for Sinnoh.
Yeah, Platinum did. But Diamond Pearl, the Battle Tower, I believe.
Yeah.
So, Black and White came out. Black and White, I did not care for. Notice there's no Black and White here. I do have White 2, and White 2 is okay. It's not my favorite, but White 2 is a pretty decent entry in the series. I'm not a big fan of Black and White. I'm not a big fan of the Unova region. It's not as vast as a region compared to coming off of Hoenn and Sinnoh. It didn't live up as much to me. As well as the fact is I was mostly waiting for the next Pokemon entry on the next generation system at the time, which was through the 3DS. I felt like Black and White, if they would have pushed it development to 3DS and combined it with some of the elements of X and Y, I felt like Black and White could have been the games. Like Black and White, not a favorite of mine. I didn't like how well, it was interesting that they did it. At the end of the day, I didn't like how they did all brand new Pokemon. Like, I love brand new Pokemon, I do, but I like the approach of having a mix of you still got some old Pokemon to catch, but you have a ton of brand new Pokemon. That way, like, you have that sense of discovery yet familiarity. That's what I like. And Black and White 2 rectified that. Black and White 2 obviously had more old school Pokemon, which was cool, mixed in with some of the new ones. But in its defense, though, Black and White, the 5th generation, did have some of my favorite designs for Pokemon. It had some really awesome Pokemon. One of which is, oh my god,
Meloetta?
Meloetta is really good. Bisharp.
Oh yeah,
Bisharp.
Yes.
Bisharp is one of my absolute favorites. I love Bisharp. There's lots of great Pokemon. And of course nowadays you have a lot of people complain about Pokemon, about the newer ones, saying that you know, oh, the designs are getting lazy, blah blah blah. You know, look, we got a trash bag Pokemon. You know, well, from the first generation we had a Pokemon based on a Pokeball.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just like you had a Sludge, you had Grimer and Muck. Like, I mean, there's a lot of. I don't know, you know, I can see where some of the artists have differed. Like, obviously, like I know with the 3rd generation they had a couple new artists that designed some of the Pokemon. But at the end of the day, like, they still looked like Pokemon. And you also got to take into account they're trying to do it from a regional standpoint. Hoenn was a lot more tropical, and it had a lot more tropical Pokemon, and then a lot more exotic Pokemon. Yeah, exactly. It had a lot more exotic designs. So what matches that region? Right. So and honestly, like, even going as far back as like the second generation, even the 2nd generation has some weird designs. Like, there's a lot of 2nd generation Pokemon that I'm not a big fan of. Girafarig. Girafarig was really awkward.
It's a palindrome.
What?
It's a palindrome. Girafarig.
Oh yeah.
Spelled both for it
and Stantler was just a basic deer with some antler designs. You know, it's like there wasn't a lot of. See, even going back, there's some very simplified designs. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just like that's just the way Pokemon is. There's some exotic designs, some simplified designs. Just how it is, you know. And just think, like I said, it's come a long way. We had 150, we get 151, but now we're at 721. I'm pretty sure we're going to be at over 800 by the end of the year when it comes to Sun and Moon. I don't know if we're going to take the was X and Y, because X and Y had the least amount. X and Y I think had only 70 something new Pokemon, which I don't mind. I actually, after Black and White oversaturated all the new Pokemon, X and Y should have balanced out. I don't mind that. So if Sun and Moon got that approach, I mean, I don't mind, especially since the generations seem to be getting shorter. Like, we're getting Sun and Moon awfully fast. I thought they would here. That's what I figured. Yeah, or at least like either a Z or an X2, Y2. You know, I figured we get that. So it's actually really crazy. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy to think in a couple of years we could be over 1,000 Pokemon. You know. And like I said, you know, it's just, and there's been lots of stuff compared to Pokemon. Obviously Digimon came out, that's the biggest prime example. Now recently, in recent memory, we've had Yokai Watch, and a lot of people have tried to pit those two together, you know. And I'm sorry, I love Pokemon. I also like Digimon, and I like them for different reasons. And then I also love Yokai Watch. Yokai Watch is amazing. You know, they're all video games, you know. And I mean, and Pokemon is not the end all be all of monster collecting games, but it is one of the defining ones. It is a magical series. 20 years.
It's what brought the monster hunting,
not monster hunting, monster collecting.
Yeah. Like, it brought it to its like popularity.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. And it's a craze that, like, and it's funny because I remember back in the day, like I remember back when I was in my 4th grade, and Pokemon started to, like, it started to die out. Yeah. But Pokemon never really truly died out. Like, it's just like, it died out from being like the fad thing, because there's always been, going through school, I remember, like I said, we had Pokemon, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, Dragon Ball Z, you know, like all these different things were like popular fads, and then they, you know, they were very popular, and then everyone just kind of dropped off and stopped being fans of them. And Pokemon like was like that, but the actual phenomenon aspect of it, like the actual how much of a craziness never truly died off. But even then, back in 4th grade and 5th grade, I was still playing Pokemon, and people were sitting there trying to tell me, oh yeah, you know, you're still playing Pokemon, that's for babies. Pokemon's dead and gone, you know. And it's like, well, I'm mid-20s, and I'm sitting here, year 2016. I have all these games, you know, some of the best-selling games in video games these days. These X and Y have sold several millions of units over the past, like, 3 years it's been on the market. Or 2.5 years, I guess. And then we got new entries coming out this year. We got several new spin-offs. We got the anime still going strong. Trading cards still going strong. You know, it's just like there's so much. Pokemon has not died off. It is not going to die off until someone higher up says we're done making Pokemon. That's what's gonna kill it. But I mean, there's just and it's amazing because I've seen people, like, there's people now that are our age or even older than us that have families now, and that they're passing it on to their kids, and their kids are getting into it. It's just it's really like, I don't know. It's just
it is crazy to think about.
I know it is crazy to think about, because that was us.
I'm the one that got my sister into it, because I remember, like, when I was probably about maybe 7 or 8 years old, and she was born, when she got a little older to, like, understand the concept. She would always get one version, I always get the other version. We'd always trade to get all the starters. That we'd always do that because we wanted to get all the starters, because we couldn't choose because they're all so cute and cuddly, and we wanted to actually have them in our actual lives.
And then, of course, like, they're cute and cuddly, but then they evolve into the most, like, badass.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah, you know. It's just
like Magikarp into Gyarados. I mean, look at that. Like, it's night and day.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, and it's just like you said, there's just so many fond memories. I can go on and on talking about the memories, you know,
like for like just days.
Oh yes, I mean there's so much different memories, you know. It's just, I mean, it's just like I said.
I never really like truly got out of it. I just like I had my phase and I like stopped playing, because after I think it was the 5th gen, I beat White or the Black. I remember whatever one had the Electric Dragon.
That was Dragon. That was 5th gen, Black and White.
Right, but I forget which one that was that had, like,
Zekrom. Zekrom was the Black Dragon. He was in White.
Okay, I had White. After that, I kind of died off, because then I got Black 2 or White 2, and then I played other games. And then once X and Y came out, I asked one of my other best friends to give me X, because I really wanted. That's when they had the Torchic. They had the Blaziken Knight, I think it was called.
Yeah.
I really wanted that Mega Blaziken. I'm like, yes, I gotta have it, because there's only a limited time, so I needed to have it, and that's before I got my job, so I couldn't buy it myself. So I finally got it. I played it for a little while, and then I was like, I forget what other game came out, but I was playing that other game a lot more. And then now it's the 20th anniversary. I'm like, okay, I gotta get back to Pokemon. I mean, I've been so many memories. And I remember our other friend, he's like, is obsessed. And he actually, what's I gonna say? Oh yeah, he even has Pokemon battles all the time with his girlfriend. Like they like make their own like trainer like battles with their own sprites and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, you talking about Joe? Okay, so yeah, we just wanted to give you guys just pretty much Pokemon 20 years from our perspective.
Oh
We
yeah.
wanted to-
Keep on catching them all, guys. I mean, 20 more years. That'd be great.
Yeah, 20 more years, 40 more years. It's not gonna end. It's Nintendo is one of the most profitable series, you know. So it's just, and like I said, new entries on the horizon. Lots, you know, Sun and Moon is gonna be amazing. Like I said, lots of fond memories with these. So it's gonna be awesome. It's been a wild ride so far. And can't wait for more. So yeah, let us know what you guys think. How are you guys celebrating 20 years of Pokemon? You know, let us know. You know, drop some comments.
Pokemon tournament.
Oh yeah, Pokken Tournament's coming out next month. Got that paid off. I cannot wait. It's gonna be amazing. So let us know what you guys thought, and as usual, thanks for watching. Catch you later.